welcome to this segment of Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of School for the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township, and I'm here for this segment of Lawrence Live. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year. It's Marching Pride of Lawrence Township. As you all know, we have an historic history of success with our marching band, and I'm going to have the individuals that lead the band and that are part of the band to introduce themselves. The Marching Pride of Lawrence Township for 23-24. Directors.
Hi, I'm Stefan Roos. I'm the Director of Bands at Lawrence North High School. I'm also co-director for Marching Pride of Lawrence Township.
I'm Diashmar Marshall. I'm the Director of Bands at Lawrence Central High School, also co-director of the Marching Pride of Lawrence Township.
I'm Brittany Mendoza. I go to Lawrence Central.
My name is Jordan Milan, and I go to Lawrence Central.
My name is Danielle Payne, and I go to Lawrence North.
My name is Abby DeSanto, and I go to Lawrence North High School.
Okay, let's pause for a second. I have all these ladies here. Ladies, what's your role? What do you guys do? You are the...
We are the drum majors of the Marching Pride of Lawrence Township.
And leaders. Do you see this, ladies and gentlemen? I have all ladies that lead the marching band. That is historic. And ladies, you're good. You're good, aren't you?
I mean, I'd like to think so.
You heard it from them. So we got to put that out there as we start talking about this year's marching band season. The Pride has had a lot of success over the years, ladies and gentlemen. But this year, let's talk about your marching band season. So how did you do this year, ladies? Who's going to jump in first?
I think this year, wow, there's so much to say about how we did this season. I'd have to say that in at least my 4 years of marching and in my 5 years of watching the Lawrence Township Marching Band, this has been one of our greatest seasons. Even if there were like hiccups or mishaps, we recovered quickly and swiftly, and that's how we got to where we ended off on.
Okay. And you guys did well. I did travel down to Lucas Oil Stadium and watch you guys compete in Bands of America. That's like the serious band competition, isn't it? Because you got bands from all over the country. How'd you guys do there?
We did actually, I think, personally, we did absolutely amazing. Not only have we grown, but I think, like, the band has also grown with it. Like, making a semi-state Grand National, I think we did absolutely amazing.
You guys did, because you were finished in the top 20 in the country, and there's a lot of really good bands there. We're good too, right? But there's really good competition there. So let's talk about marching band directors. I just got to go to the jugular. How do you organize all this? I mean, if I'm out there, I've got a kid as a parent, how do I get to be a part of the band? What do you guys do? Because it's a big deal. Go ahead.
Well, it's like trying to piece together the world's largest puzzle. As most people know, the marching band is combined with Lawrence Central and Lawrence North organization, and I think really it starts with the directors and just making sure that we're coordinating our building schedules and our building calendars and student ensembles, coordinating all of those things to make sure that whatever the expectations are for the marching band are met, and so that students are successful as members of the organization. So it's kind of like putting together a large puzzle. It's not always easy, but we always make sure we do what we need to do to ensure the success and the positive experience of every student involved.
2 high schools, 2 bands combined. Director, how do you guys coordinate all of that? Jump in there, Lawrence North.
Yeah,
how do you
of course.
coordinate all of that?
So there's a lot that goes on in the behind the scenes that the students don't even know about. And just from a communication standpoint between us, I mean, we're constantly talking in terms of, scheduling, what are our goals each week, and we're kind of always just like looking forward and planning. Even right now, like literally like the couple of days after Grand Nats, we started talking about 2024 already. I mean, we're already putting pieces together and, figuring out what can we do to be even more successful in the coming years. And but in terms of like the regular season, we communicate a schedule, communicate goals, like I just said, and then we make sure that we put those out to the students And we use just a lot of different communications for that. And then we just make sure that everyone knows which school we're rehearsing at each week and make sure no one's going to the wrong building.
Outstanding. I told these ladies before we came on that I'm one of their groupies over. This is my 10th year as superintendent, and I've traveled around with you guys and followed you and gone to the different performances, and I just love watching the marching band process because you guys work so hard and the shows are just incredible. What's been your highlight? I want each of you to go down, and you've been a part of this because, you know, all of you seniors, okay, you've been a part of it for a while. So what's been the most important part of the marching band for you individually? Let's start with you.
Well, I'm a sophomore, so yeah,
I haven't seen a sophomore in this leadership position. Is this a superstar right here?
I guess.
Yes, you are. Okay. Hey, I know the process here. This is supposed to be seniors. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Is she good, lady? She's really good. I think she is because I saw her up there. Okay, go ahead.
Well, you know, they all had experience being like good leaders. Abby was strong. Danny has good leadership skills, and you had good leadership skills. And Jordan, her personality is very out there, so it was very welcoming to people. So, you know, I just had to learn from them, and after performing, it just felt good knowing that you did a good job. So
Awesome.
I liked performing.
Absolutely. How about you, dear?
My favorite part of being in a marching band is the social aspect. I love talking to people, I love being around people, I love supporting people, and when I do all those things, when I support people, people support me back, and that feels amazing.
Outstanding. How about you?
Oh man, that one's pretty tough to beat. It's like somewhat the same thing. I love being able to support people, and then getting that support back is just heartwarming. And just being on the stage, even if it is a field, it feels like being on a stage. And being able to perform in that setting, being able to inspire a large crowd of people, being able to just be myself and put my all into an activity that I'm passionate about. I didn't even know that I had such a great passion for conducting until I was on that podium. That was probably my peak for this entire season.
Outstanding. All right.
Not only performing with these three lovely ladies, whilst performing, I just love seeing the kids on the field just enjoying themselves, enjoying like what basically they created and how much they've grown. I think that is such like a beautiful thing to look at, and it's such like a heartwarming feeling. It's like these kids have grown so much and they're enjoying it so much, and I get to enjoy it with them as we perform.
Outstanding. Did you hear that? Guys, you make me want to join the band.
Come on
I want
down.
to be a part of the marching. I probably couldn't make it through practice, but that's okay. I'm so proud of these young people over the years, and like I said, I've had the opportunity over 10 years to watch the success of the Marching Pride on every level, whether it's state and the national, because these guys compete on both levels, which is extremely difficult. But directors, as we close out, you have a captive audience out there. If anyone is interested in joining the Pride, or what's going to happen over the next month, you're always looking for members for the band, right? The band is always looking for members, so how do you get them?
Well, I think it starts at the middle school. All of our kids come from the middle school band program. Obviously, we have very strong and healthy middle school band programs, very large, some of the largest in the state actually. What the kids will see, they'll see myself and Mr. Roos, Miss Batley, Mr. Burrow coming down, talking to you guys about what marching band is and how you can have this opportunity, and then we will start communicating with our families via our middle school directors, via our administration. So just be on the lookout for, actually in the next couple of days, we're going to be releasing our calendar for next school year. So just be on the lookout for that. Just pay attention to district and district social media, because we'll send that out to our district, and then pay attention to our program social media as well. We'll send that out. And basically, marching band is volunteer in Lawrence Township, so students don't have to be a marching band in order to be in the band program. However, probably 60 to 70% of the students in band at the high school level are involved in marching band. So just look out for the communication from us, and then we look forward to having everyone. And for this upcoming season, we're actually allowing students that started in the sixth grade program that will be eighth graders next year will be eligible to march through middle school director recommendation. So we're excited to welcome potentially hundreds of those students. So the marching band is set to be bigger and stronger than it's been in a long time. So we're really excited about the future of the program.
Well, special thank you to those two gentlemen over there who put a lot of time and energy in organizing all this as our directors. The long history and tradition of the Marching Pride is evident, and it's because of the excellence that we have and our leaders and students like yourself who are doing great things with the Marching Pride. One of my favorite activities in the fall is to be with the March, actually in July, because I thought I was important at the parade. And everyone was screaming, but they weren't screaming for the superintendent. They were screaming for the Marching Pride. So this is a tradition in Lawrence Township and our community that we're certainly proud of, the Marching Pride of Lawrence Township Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this segment of Lawrence Live. I've got some more guests coming up from two of our schools in just a second. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the second segment of Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Schools. In this segment, we want to recognize Lawrence Township excellence. This fall, the Indiana Department of Education had its Excellence in Education Award, and Lawrence Township was the recipient of two of those awards. I have with us today the interim principal from Forest Glen Elementary, Ms. Giles, and then I have our director from McKinsey Center of Innovation and Technology, Mr. Smith, here to talk about the two awards. Ms. Giles, we attended a red carpet gala and affair. What award did Forest Glen Elementary receive this year?
We received the Excellence in Early Literacy from the State Department.
Okay. Mr. Smith, what did our McKinsey receive?
Excellence in Pathways.
Okay. So let's talk about that. The Department of Education sends out information, and they collect it, and they get information about all of our schools, and then we compete against other schools throughout the state of Indiana. What sets Forest Glen apart from others when we talk about early literacy, Ms. Giles?
They really looked at our achievement. They looked at our third grade iRead achievement scores, which several years ago didn't look quite what they are now. But in the last few years, we were 89 into the 90%. So they really looked at that achievement, and then I think that builds upon our dedicated teachers, and we turned in a lot of information all the way from preschool through third grade, how we got there.
Right. And Forest Glen was #1 in the state of Indiana. So we love that. We love winning Lawrence Township. We got a winning community, and Forest Glen set itself apart from others with early literacy. Then we get into the pathway, and that's a little bit different, Mr.
Yes,
Smith.
it is.
Talk about student pathways, first of all. We kind of got to give our audience a little bit of background of history, but then McKinsey sets itself apart from everyone in the state of Indiana. What are we talking about?
So pathways, in order for a high school student to graduate from high school, they need to kind of earn their concentrator in a pathway. So therefore, based on Lawrence Township's efforts, we want to give our students a vast number of opportunities in those particular pathways that the state has approved. So it is unheard of. So Lawrence Township in general offers 21 different pathways just at McKinsey alone. And then our two home high schools, Lawrence Central and Lawrence North, offer 7 additional pathways. So like I said, those number of pathways and those number of opportunities we offer our students, like I said, is unheard of. We just want to make sure we're giving our students every opportunity to be successful in a high-demand, high-wage career, whether that's with them going straight into the workforce or going to a traditional four-year college.
All right. #1, excellence in Lawrence Township, and you can see it from the very young all the way up to high school. Both schools are represented here, and you have an opportunity to talk about your two schools. What makes Forest Glen such a special place, Ms. Giles?
I think that could be a long list, but I'll start with our dedicated teachers and staff. Our staff truly, just like everywhere in Lawrence, but we put kids first. Our students are first, also the partnerships with our parents. Our parents are very involved, and we believe that's important. We want them involved in the education of their students. I would like to think the moment you walk in our door, you feel it. You feel the family atmosphere. You feel it from the culture, the arts that we have around the building. That's important to us. We want it to feel like home.
Outstanding. Mr. Smith, McKinsey is really not a secret. It is one of the larger career tech centers in the state of Indiana. We have 5,400 high school students, and roughly a little bit over half of them take at least one class in that
Right,
building.
we service over about 2,800 high school students between both high schools.
Right. So what makes McKinsey such a special place?
I like to say it's the culture, starting with our students, our staff, our parents, our community involvement. Like I said, it's the culture. Even though we serve students from Lawrence North and Lawrence Central, but when they come to McKinsey, we're just Lawrence. And kids, I love seeing that. You'll hear conversations in the cafeteria in the morning time between Lawrence North basketball players, Lawrence Central basketball players, going back and forth, having a good time laughing, even though they're competitive on the court. But when they come to us, like I said, it's just one big happy family. We can laugh and joke together under one roof and under one culture.
Solid. And so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we offer excellence from the very young all the way up to our high school students. And these are 2 state recognitions that we received this year that we want you to know about our public. And we just want to thank the leadership and the staff of those 2 buildings. They got to go to a red carpet affair sponsored by the Indiana Department of Education. Was first class. And we really felt special, that's for sure, to be recognized on that stage for the hard work it takes in order to build these programs. So I thank you for watching this segment of Lawrence Live. We've got one more left, our 3rd segment today, in just a second. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Schools for the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Live, and we're here for our final segment today. I got a very special guest for you. This gentleman is in charge of our entire operations throughout our district. That also includes facilities in our buildings, and that is Mr. Roger Smith. Welcome, Roger Smith.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Roger, we're going to let out, it's probably not a secret, but information about a new project that we have upcoming, and that is our new Lawrence Township Education and Community Center. So, Mr. Smith, talk a little bit about this new project that's coming up in 2025.
Well, you're right. A new Lawrence Education Community Center. Actually, I'll step back and say the kids are pushing us out
Right.
of where our current location is.
Mm-hmm.
Our programs are growing at our current LACC program, so we need to move out there to continue to expand our opportunities for our students at Craig, what used to be the Craig Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
But we're excited about the opportunity that moving our new operation central office to the fort. Harrison Reuse Authority has graciously donated in the city of Lawrence 4.4 acres that we're going to build a new central office. You can see it over here on my right, out by the plaza, the new plaza. And we're looking at breaking ground spring of 24, and we want to be moved in spring of 25, which will allow us to move out of our current location, and at that point we will start the phase 2 of Craig for renovation for kids to be in that building fall of 27.
Roger Smith, let's give a little bit of history. So this facility here, what will it house in terms of our operations? Who will be in that building?
Really, the central office, the business portion of our district is the main function in the back half of this new facility. So finance, HR, curriculum, operations, superintendent, the Board of Education will have a home there as well. But also another neat function of this facility is about staff development and the opportunity we have with the space to provide continued district-wide staff development. But we also have partnerships throughout the state that use our facility, that we bring in hundreds of people throughout the year that will use our facility. They're going to stay in the hotels here. They're going to eat downtown Lawrence. So that's part of an economic development that we are partnered with the city that's going to bring people into Lawrence as well as continue our staff development throughout our district.
Okay, outstanding. I like to do a little history because you know I'm a history teacher. Our current building that we have, Roger, where we're currently housed, that's not a central office, am I correct?
That's not a central office
So
building.
give the public a little bit of history about the building that we're currently in, because the building we're currently in is a former school, correct?
Former Craig Middle School. It's 250,000 square feet. We take a small portion of that, and we want to utilize the space that was designed for a school to be back as a school.
Absolutely.
And we also have community partners that are with us in that building as well. We're going to continue those partnerships with the Sharing Place, the Chamber, Communities in Schools, and also our clinic. District-wide clinic is there. And we'll maintain those areas within this building as well.
Okay, so it is a school, and so currently, Roger, we have several students that are already in the building shared with us currently. We have a high school alternative program, Lawrence Advanced Academy, that's been there for right at a decade. We have our LEAP program, which is an elementary alternative program. And then we have some very special programs for our special needs programs that are going to be there. But the big question is, what about, because they're hearing about we're going to put more students in the building. Let's talk about, we keep coming up with the Craig Academy term. That's going to be the name of the building, but it will house a myriad of different programs in the building. Are we anticipating that we're going to add more students? Please share that with the public.
Yes, definitely. We've had experience and options for elementary kids. We've had experience and options for high school kids. We don't have any for middle school students, 5 through 8. So we're looking at expanding some more opportunity for our students from 5th grade to 8th grade to have a different environment in a different setting, and Craig Academy is going to be that setting for them.
So the beautiful thing about Craig Academy, Mr. Smith, is that the facility, the Craig name will come back, but it will give us many options to serve the community morning to night. We're also looking at an added value is an adult education program in the evening for our community. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen, the building has just served a myriad of different ways to support the community, from a food pantry all the way down to having students in the building in our day-to-day operations. The bottom line is that we want to be able to serve the community out of both buildings. And so Craig Academy, Craig is the name of the building. We want to bring it back. We're going to be able to give kids options as well as be able to serve our community. And then on Fort Benjamin Harrison, we've been very blessed with the addition of new property and the ability to build a district office that will be more functional in downtown Lawrence, serving our district, but as well as being able to serve the community. So we're really excited about the location. And yes, Roger, it is directly across the street from the Lawrence Civic Plaza, so it'll be recognizable to all that is in the community. So I want to thank you for your long hours of hard work and putting this together. And it's always fun when we can build something new that services the building. This is the guy behind the scenes with our new transportation facility. And yes, Roger is the man that's going to call me about calling school off students. So if students are watching, this is the guy who gives me the call about whether we're going to have a snow day. So we're glad to have Mr. Roger Smith and his entire operation team supporting what we do. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment of Lawrence Live, and I look forward to seeing you next time.